Hi everyone, welcome back to my next quote to guide your life by. Today we're going to have a bit of an ego quote. And I think coming to grips with our own ego is one of the single most important things we can do to live our best life. Now, I want to say right off the bat that the ego is not the enemy. It is not to be hated. It is not to be dreaded. It is not to be destroyed. And those are kind of common ideas that we have. The ego is important. It provides a valuable function for our lives. However, it must be tempered. It must be controlled. It must be molded. An out of control ego is one of the most destructive things in the human life. But a under control ego is an essential part to your very best life. And that's our goal, isn't it? Our very best life. So today's quote is from a man named Dr. Paul Farmer. The idea that some lives matter less is the root of all that is wrong with the world. And I believe that to be very, very true. And how does that apply to the ego? And that means that if my life matters more, then other people's life must matter less. And that's a drastic mistake. We have to somehow grasp and make it a part of our heart and our mind at all times that all of our lives matter equally. Black, white, pink, purple, whatever your job, whatever your role, however much your income, however many things you own, however much fame you have, no one's life matters more or less. The lowest person in the gutter to the highest person with the most status that you know or that you know of. All our lives matter equally. And how have we gotten so very wrong on this that we appropriate value to lives of everyone around us? I think it's just kind of bred into us right from the very beginning. As soon as we enter into this world, we get out of the womb and enter the world, it's everywhere around us. Women's roles are less than men's roles, and so we've already started to define a hierarchy of value in male and female. We've assigned a value in jobs. We assign a value in things. This is important and that isn't. This person is important and that isn't. Right from the very beginning, we start to assign values in people, what matters and what doesn't matter, based on the things in their lives, these other various factors in their lives. And so the ego starts to learn that right from the very beginning. This is what's important. This isn't what is important. A person who has this matters more than a person who doesn't have this. You start to see it in your home. Even if a parent is a really good parent and does everything they can not to display that, it's inevitably there. We're just human. We're all human. They were taught it, and now it's in them, and they are teaching it to their children in incredibly subtle ways, sometimes blatant ways. In the 50s, it was black lives didn't matter. They had to ride in the back of the bus. They couldn't sit in the same place with whites. They couldn't use the same toilets as whites. So it used to be very blatant. But today, the assignment of value of lives is no longer an acceptable concept, so it's gone underground. It's gone into the unconscious, and yet it always slips out. So the most important thing you can do is start to look for any hint in your heart, in your thoughts, in your actions, mainly your actions, that one life matters less than the other, and that my family, and a big part of that is that I matter more than others, and my family matters more than others, that my group, my job, my co-workers, my church, whatever your little community is, it matters more than other people. And if you find it, you have to rip it out. You have to be constantly alert to it. So the way we're going to grow together and have our very best lives is to be on the constant lookout for that thought, that feeling, and that action. And it has become such an unconscious thing deep down that we're not even aware of it. We don't even see it. It's going to take constant awareness. But if we'll find it, and if we will yank it out, root and all, whenever we find it, whenever we see the hint of it, If you see the slightest hint of it, look for it. Get out the magnifying glass. Get out the great big spotlight and say, that's in there. I just saw a hint of it. Where's it at? Let me find it. Let me get rid of it. And if you will, our lives will be better. I believe it is the root. My life, the concept that one life is of more value and matters more than another is the most destructive force in our lives and in our worlds. And if we will be on the constant lookout for it and get rid of it, our lives and the world we live in will be better. Well, I hope you got something out of this thought, out of this quote. If you did, like us on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, hit that thumbs up button, and we'll talk to you in the next quote to guide your life by. See you then.